Why hello everyone and welcome to a random video that since I saw it on Twitter this past week, and some people have been even reading it, I just decided, hey, why not read the Harry Potter book that literally was made using the whole precognition words thing that when you type in the keyboards nowadays on smartphones that it gives you this stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, that would be interesting. And the book is called Harry Potter and the Portrait of What Looked Like a Large Pile of Ash, which the bot was created by Botnik Studios. I will link the book on from their website, botnik.org, on in the description below if you feel like reading it. But I'll just read to you guys and what my thoughts are on it, because a lot of people are either thinking it's hilarious or completely hate it. So it's whatever. Let's get to it now. Chapter 13: The Handsome One. The castle grounds snarled with a wave of magically magnified wind. The sky outside was a great black ceiling, which was full of blood. The only sounds drifting from Hagrid's hut were disdainful shrieks of his own furniture. Magic. It was something that Harry Potter thought was very good. Leathery sheets of rain lashed at Harry's ghost as he walked across the grounds towards the castle. Ron was standing there and doing a kind of frenzied tap dance. He saw Harry and immediately began to eat Hermione's family. Ron shirt was just as bad as Ron himself. If you two can't clump happily, I'm going to get aggressive, confessed the reasonable Hermione. What about Ron magic? Offered Ron to Harry. Ron was a loud, slow, and soft bird. Harry did not like to think about birds. Death Eaters are on top of the castle, Ron bleated. Quivering, Ron was going to be spiders. He just was. He wasn't proud of that, but it was going to be hard to not have spiders all over his body after all is said and done. Look, said Hermione. Obviously, there are loads of Death Eaters in the castle. Let's listen in on their meeting. The three complete friends zapped onto the landing outside the door to the castle roof. They almost legged it, but witches are not climbing. Ron looked at the doorknob and then looked at Hermione with searing pain. I think it's closed. Locked, said Mr. Staircase, the shabby robed ghost. They looked at the door, screaming about how closed it was, and asking it to be replaced with a small orb. The password was Beef Woman. Hermione cried. Harry, Ron, and Hermione quietly stood behind a circle of Death Eaters who looked bad. I think it's okay if you like me, said one Death Eater. Thank you very much, replied the other. The first Death Eater confidently leaned forward to plant a kiss on his cheek. Oh, well done, said the second as his friend stepped back again. All the other Death Eaters clapped politely. Then they all took a few minutes to go over the plan to get rid of Harry's magic. Harry could tell that Voldemort was standing right behind him. He felt a great overreaction. Harry tore his eyes from his head and threw them into the forest. Voldemort raised his eyebrows at Harry, who could not see anything at the moment. Voldemort, you are a very bad and mean wizard, savagely said. Hermione nodded encouragingly. The tall Death Eater was wearing a shirt that said, Hermione has forgotten how to dance. So Hermione dipped his face in mud. Ron threw a wand at Voldemort and everyone applauded. Ron reached for his wand slowly. Ron's the handsome one, muttered Harry as he reluctantly reached for his. They cast a spell or two and jets of green light shot out the Death Eaters' heads. Ron flinched. Not so handsome now, thought Harry as he dipped Hermione in hot sauce. The Death Eaters were dead now, and Harry was hungrier than he had ever been. Later, the Great Hall was filled with incredible moaning, chandeliers, and a large librarian who had decorated the sinks with books about masonry. Mounds of mice exploded. Several long pumpkins fell out of McGonagall. Dumbledore's hair scooted next to Hermione as Dumbledore arrived at school. The pig of Hufflepuff pulsed like a large bullfrog. Dumbledore smiled at it and placed his hand on its head. "You are Hagrid now. We're the only people who matter. He's never going to get rid of us," Harry, Hermione, and Ron said in the chorus. The floor of the castle seemed like a large pile of magic. The Dursleys had never been to the castle, and they were not about to come there in Harry Potter and the Portrait of what looked like a large pile of ash. Harry looked around and then fell down the spiral staircase for the rest of the summer. "I'm Harry Potter," Harry began yelling. "The Dark Arts better be worried." Oh boy, that is one hell of a story. More than likely, like they probably gave the bot a bunch of names from like the book and everything, and then they more than likely did like just give the because it's like, oh yeah, I dumped a bunch of hot sauce on Hermione. I'm like, okay, they got the name, but it's a bot after all, being programmed like an AI to think for itself with a bunch of words precognated in its scripted nature to create a how many pages is this? 4 pages basically. But I don't know why it starts at chapter 13. I don't know. Maybe they're like, oh yeah, we'll just put this at the end of one of the books and be done with it. I don't know. But anyways, like I said before, I will leave the this web page and everything if you want to actually read it for yourself. Like, I mean, I do understand the name, the title, "Portrait of what looked like a large pile of ash," because that's what it looks like. Only it could be more of a mountain than ash. I don't know. But I thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye now. If you have enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and make sure to subscribe to hear more content like this.